Oh yeah, they're a good team. They pitch well, they hit well. Just another top team at the conference, and I mean to go in there and split, we did well. Could always want to do better, but I mean splitting is you do your job because then you want to get home and possibly win that series. So I mean put ourselves in a place later on the season to do well. So couldn't ask for anything better.
And you were named the GNAC Player of the Week, second time this season, fourth of your career. A big reason in Game 2, you guys were really battling against them, a 2-2 ball game. You had a solo home run there, proved to be the winning run. Talk about that at bat a little bit, what you're looking for, and take me through that.
Oh, Loomis is a great pitcher. I mean, he has quality stuff. Probably one of the better pitchers in our conference. And we knew that even though we already had two off him, he was probably going to throw all 7 innings. Coming into that bat, he jammed me in the first one. I was looking for a fastball, ran one into my hands, and wasn't able to hit very well. But the next pitch, next at bat, he just left a fastball kind of out over the plate, and I was able to put a good swing on it and left the yard, thankfully.
And at that point, Matt Hape had been pitching well for you. He handed off to Jared Winslow, who came in through 2 2/3 perfect innings. Talk about those two guys and what it meant for them to get a win in a one-run ball game.
Oh, it was great. It was great to see Matt throw really well. He's one of our better pitchers, and he's been coming on lately. And we're going to really need him, especially this weekend. And Winslow, just another opportunity for him. I mean, he's pitched well in relief this whole year, and it's great knowing once he gets up there because he's a strike thrower. You know either the ball's going to be in play or he's going to strike the person out because he certainly isn't going to walk them. So it's always great having a guy like that on the mound.
And talk about any momentum that win gave you. You guys entering that game, you lost game 1 and you had lost 4 out of your last 5 GNAC games. So you win that one, then you come out on day 2 and you have a big offensive output in the third game of the series.
Oh yeah, we just wanted to. Our goal was to win 3 out of 4, but and we really thought that if we get the first one, we could possibly get the second one. Fortunately, that didn't happen, but we wanted to put emphasis on making sure we got the first one of the day. And offensively, I just was able to get some pitches I could handle, and I mean, when it's your day, it's your day. I had a couple bleeders that got in there, but it happens.
And not only offensively, but defensively, you've been outstanding as well in center field, making catches, but you also are leading the GNAC right now in outfield assists. Can you talk about your mentality when you see a runner on base on second or third and you know you have an opportunity to throw someone out?
Yeah, it's always fun to try to throw people out. Luck this week, I was able to miss the diving play, but the guy gave me a chance to throw him out in second. So, I mean, made up for a little bit, but it's a kind of a challenge. I like to think of it. I try to bait runners into making them go because I mean I think it's makes the game a little bit more fun. It's always a good opportunity to see someone run around third, and then you're like, okay, I have a chance to throw them out. It kind of gets your adrenaline going, and luckily I've had a good success this year so far with it, and hopefully it stays the same way.
And this weekend, you're back at your home yard. Talk about what it means to be playing at Dehler. I mean, you're a Billings native. It's your senior season, making your home debut this weekend.
Oh, I couldn't be happier. Luckily, family out support, but I mean, it's always great. I know the ins and outs of Dehler. I've been able to play there for 8 years, so and this possibly being the last year playing here, I mean, it's gonna be couldn't ask for anything more. I'll be super excited just to take that step, and it'll be kind of probably a little emotional. Last first game here, but I mean, we got to do what we can do to hopefully win a GNAC series here, get ourselves back in the running for conference, top of the conference, which is very important.
And talk about your opponent a little bit this week. It's Concordia, the newest member of the league. You've played them before, but never as a league opponent. What are your expectations of them coming in?
Obviously, they're a great pitching team. They're a team that's going to compete. They're going to scrap. Every game in the GNAC is always competitive, but these guys coming into this new league, I mean, we don't really know anything about them, but it'll be a kind of feeling out process, probably the first couple games. But I know that they're going to be in there and compete. They're going to pitch well. We have to pitch well. We have to defend in order to beat this team. And if we do that, I think we can be successful, but we'll just have to wait and see.
Yeah, it was big. We needed to have a solid performance on the road coming off kind of a rough week at Central, so it was big to get 2 wins. Beating Loomis on the road, that was big for us. He's been good all year, and to get a 3-2 victory over him was big. And then to come out day 2 and kind of the bats get hot and wake up, that was very nice to see.
And on that first day, you guys lost game one, and that put you in a situation where you had lost 4 out of your last 5 GNAC games. So you really needed a win there in game two, and you scraped out a victory 3-2. A lot of that had to do with your relief performance. Matt Hape, a nice start. You came in through 2 2/3 perfect innings, didn't allow a base runner. What kind of pressure did you feel like you're under? You had a 1-run lead in there.
It was a fun. It was kind of a big spot. It was high intensity. It felt like if we won that game, it would kind of reverse the tide, kind of on a downward trend. So felt like I just needed to go in and trust my stuff and let the defense work for me. I got a great group of guys behind me, so I felt like if I just threw strikes, they'd make plays for me. So it's nice to have that feeling behind you.
Talk about the mental preparation for coming into a situation like that, in a game like that, a 1-run lead, and your coach pretty much trusted you to go out there and put up zeros, and that's what you did.
You have to understand that hope your preparation has taken you the right way, and just trusting your teammates to make plays for you. You can only do so much. Once the ball's in play, it's kind of out of your grasp. So just trust the guys, and they always make plays for you. So that's good confidence to have.
And then you won the third game right after that on the next day. So how big is it to get at least a split on the road? You're able to get 2 of those wins there to give you some momentum.
A split on the road is always nice. It's tough to travel. We were kind of out here in nowhere, so having traveled 12 hours everywhere isn't fun. But to go get 2 wins on the road anywhere in the GNAC is good. So it was important to go get 2 wins in NNU and come here this weekend and hopefully win a series or sweep Concordia.
And this is your first season competing, redshirted last year. So what were some takeaways that you got from the perspective of watching last season?
Just understand the quality of play that's in the GNAC. Everybody's lineup can hit and everybody's pitching staff can pitch, so you have to go out there, compete every day, and just work in your preparation, try to be the best version of you can be.
And what do you try and contribute to this team, whether that be a spot starting role or a short relief or even a longer relief role? We've seen Coach Bishop go to you and ask you to eat up several innings on a couple occasions.
Just do what he asks. Understand you have to be flexible. Don't get set in a role. Understand that your role can change, and just be able to compete whenever you go on the mound and give your best effort every time you go out there.
And last season, while you were redshirting, you watched this team win a GNAC regular season title, bring the tournament here to Billings at Dehler Park, and now you get to play your first home series at Dehler Park this weekend. How excited are you for that?
It's going to be awesome. Dehler's an amazing park. To get him playing in front of your home fans will always be cool. So it was fun to watch the guys go on a run last year. It was very cool, but hopefully this year to be a part of one would be even cooler.
And you're a Montana native, so what does that mean for you when your home university that you're at is able to bring a title home, and now you get to be part of that this year and for the next 3 years?
It's very cool to show that Montana baseball is on the up, and kids in the state can come and play and compete with everybody. So it was very important to get a title home, and play in front of your home fans is always very cool and important.
Well, I think, I guess to me the biggest thing that it confirmed is that everyone in our league can pitch. I thought that NNU pitched extremely well. When you look at the series, boy, it was a dead even series. They beat us handily once, we beat them handily once, and then each of us won a kind of a pitcher's duel. I think us 3-2, them 3-1, and either of those games could have gone either way. So it was a good, hard-fought series. You go into it wanting to win the series, and I'm sure they did too. But it was a very even series. I felt like the pitching definitely dominated for the majority of the weekend.
And they got you in game one there, and at that point you had lost 4 of your last 5. You were in a little bit of a rut. Game 2 was just a fight. It was a 3-2 victory for you. How big was that, and how big were Matt Hape and Jared Winslow as stoppers for you?
Well, that you hate to say that early in the season that you have a must-win game, but when you've kind of been, I don't know if I'd say we were on a skid, but we hadn't played great and had lost a few games in a row, and really I feel like in our league, if you dig yourself too big of a hole, it's just too even to expect yourself to go on a 10-2 run or something late in the year. Those things can happen, but we really felt like our backs were against the wall there, and we're facing, arguably the best guy in the league in Loomis. He'd thrown a no-hitter and a complete game shutout his last 2 outings, and we told the guys in between games that we had to play the first inning like it was going to be a 2-1 game or a 1-0 game, and we came out and got a few big hits, and Matt
had struggled early in the year, but had a great outing, and then Winslow backed him up with his best outing of the year too. So huge win for us, huge momentum builder, and then that led to us winning Game 3 as well. And I think at the Game 4 of each series, what you want is to be playing to win that series, and we had a chance to do that. We just didn't quite get the job done.
Comment on Luke Reinschmidt, your senior leader, another GNAC Player of the Week honor. It's the second of the season, fourth of his career. It seems just any given weekend he could come out and put up numbers unmatched.
Yeah, I mean, Luke is that kind of guy. When he gets hot, he can just kind of take over a series. And you look at Game 3 and going 5 for 6 there and really taking that game over. But to me, honestly, the bigger hit was the home run against Loomis in Game 2 that put us up 3-2, and that ended up being the final score there. So the line score tells part of the story, but not all the story. That was a clutch hit against a great pitcher in a time when his team really needed it. And so that was he had a big series all weekend. Has played great defense. I mean, he's definitely our leader in energy and our leader throughout the week. So for him to step up big, really honestly wasn't a surprise to me.
And talk about this weekend. You host Concordia. It's the newest GNAC member. You've never played them as a conference opponent before, and you get them at home in your 2016 opener at Dehler Park this weekend.
Well, Concordia, if you look at them, how they've been the last 4 or 5 years, they always pitch, they always defend. They I feel like they build their team around their ballpark like most teams do. And they've played a lot of low-scoring games at home, and I think that really fits their mold. If the winning score is under 4, that's a real advantage for them because they really pitch and defend. That being said, the numbers, the offensive numbers, to me, they just don't really mean anything. They have a lot of guys that had good years last year that have gotten off to slower starts this year, and so I fully expect them to come in and be a competitive team offensively as well. They split with Western in their GNAC opener, and they've played in a league with LC State where they've played them 8 to 10 times a year. The defending national champion, so they're used to playing great teams. It's a division change for them, but I don't believe it's a level change as far as the kind of baseball that they play. They're just as good as any GNAC team year in and year out. So we're gonna have to show up ready to go and defend our home park.